This is higher homework. It's the Unit 2 extension work, and what we're looking at here is question 2. Question 2, there's 5 questions for within question 2, and what we'll do is we'll work through them as we go along here. And the question's the same for each. Find the value of p using the discriminant when the equation given has equal roots. Okay, so here's the equation we've got, and in each of the questions that you've got, p will appear somewhere within the equation. We've got to find out what that will be when the equation has equal roots. So first thing I can say is that for equal roots, we're going to work with b squared minus 4ac equaling 0. So that helps us out there. What I have here is, if I look up above, I've got a value here. A value will be 1, so it's just the coefficient of the x squared. B value will be minus 2, and my c will be equal to p. And that's what I'm going to substitute in, and then I'll try and solve from there. Okay, so going for b squared, so it'll be minus 2 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is p, equals 0. So just multiplying this out will give me minus 4p equals 0. If I take the 4p over to the right hand side, I've got 4 is equal to 4p, and then from there I can see that p is just going to be equal to 4 divided by 4, so p is just going to be equal to 1 in this case here. Okay, so let's go for question 2. Remember, just freeze the video and try and solve, and you'll see the solutions as we go ahead. Right then, so again for equal roots we're going to do the same thing. I'll just write down the values of a is equal to p. I've got b is equal to 4, and I've got c equal to 2. And then I know that for equal roots, I'm going to use the discriminant, equaling 0. Right, substitute the values in. So I've got 4 here, so that'll be 4 squared minus 4 times p times the c value, which is 2, equals 0. So here I've got 16 minus 8p equals 0. So 16 equals 8p. So p is going to be 16 all over 8. And then from there, I know that p is going to be equal to 2. Okay, let's go for the next question. Right, same again. What I've got is the a value is going to be equal to 1, b is going to be equal to 6, and c is going to be equal to p in this one here. So for equal roots, b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant, equals 0. Okay, so I've got 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times p equals 0. So it's going to give me 36 minus 4p equals 0. 36 equals 4p. So p is going to be equal to 36 just divided by the 4. So p is going to be equal to 9. And that's going to be my answer for that question there. For part 4, okay, let's go for a equaling 3, b equal to p, and c equal to 3. And then for equal roots, I've got b squared minus 4ac, which is the discriminant, equals 0. Go for the values. So what I've got here is I've got p squared minus 4, that's going to be 3, and c is going to be 3 as well, equals 0. So p squared, that's going to be 12. 12 times 3 is 36, that will be 0. So all I can do is I can do a difference of squares here, or I can just take the p squared is equal to 36. So p is going to be equal to positive or negative square root of 36. So what I've got is p is equal to plus or minus 6. Okay, so p is equal to 6, or p is equal to minus 6. That's my answers there. Last part. Okay, just set up a bit differently. We've just got a bracket here that we'll just deal with the same type of way. So my A value is going to be equal to 1, B is going to be equal to the whole thing that's in the bracket there, so it's going to be P plus 1, C value is going to be equal to 9 in this case here. Right then, so let's see how we go about this. Same type of thing again, so we know that for equal roots, what we have is the discriminant equals 0. Right, let's put our numbers in now. So I've got, for B I've got P plus 1, so P plus 1 instead of B, that's going to be squared, minus 4 times 1, and C is going to be equal to 9, and all that's equal to 0. What I'll do is I'll square out this bracket here, so that's going to give me P squared plus 2P, and that's going to be plus 1. So you can multiply that out by FOIL if that's the way that you normally do that. And what we do is we've got minus 36 appearing here, just from that part there. I'll just gather these two numbers together, and what that will do, it will form a trinomial. So it's going to be minus 35, and that equals 0. Right, so let's put that into two brackets. We'll factorise this out, so I've got a P there, a P there, so two numbers that multiply together I get 35 with a difference of 2. Could be 5 and 7, let's go for that. So I'll go for a 5 here, go for a 7 here. This is a negative sign, so one of them is negative, one of them is positive. This sign here tells me the biggest one is a positive, so it'll give me a plus there and a minus there. So P minus 5 equals 0, so P is equal to 5, or what we have here is we've got P plus 7 equals 0, so P is equal to minus 7, and that would be my solution there. Right, let's have a look and see how we're going to mark these questions here. Right, so the first thing that we're going to go for is, if I go back to the first one that we did, so let's go for 1 mark for a statement that says for equal roots. So for equal roots, as long as we've got b squared minus 4ac equals 0, what we'll get is we'll get 1 mark for substituting into here, and the final mark for processing it through and getting the solution to there. So that'll be out of 3 marks. The next one that we've got here, we're going to go for the same type of thing. So the equal roots and b squared minus 4ac, substituting in, and from here just getting the solution. Again, that'll be 3 marks for this question here. Right, for the third part, again, equal roots, b squared minus 4ac equaling 0, using the discriminant, substituting our values in, and solution from there. 3 marks. This one here, let's go for, same again, 1 mark for this type of statement here I'd like to see, 1 mark for substituting in. Let's see what we'll go for here. We'll go for 1 mark for getting this part here, and we'll go for the solutions. So we'll go for 4 marks for this one here. So this is out of 4. The final one that we've got, what we'll go for is the equal roots statement and the discriminant being used. We'll then go for substituting the values in. I'll go for 1 more mark for forming a trinomial, that's there. 1 mark for factorising, and the final mark there for getting the final answer coming out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A wee bit generous there, so that'll be out of 5 marks. Okay, so when we do this type of question in your exam, it probably won't be stating that you can use the discriminant. So remember, when you see something like this here, that's what you're expected to do, especially if it's for equal roots. Hopefully this has helped you out with question 2 and using the discriminant.